Tattoos are so deep, they really make me think.
Welcome back to another edition of the Seattle Suckers Report. That was my bike horn. I just arrived on the boat. I'm joined here. I'm Colin, by the way. I just assume you suckers know that by now. And I'm here with Captain Greg and Captain Brian Platt.
Ahoy, hoy, Colin.
Ahoy, hoy.
Yeah, ahoy, hoy, everybody.
We are back on the boat again, doing our thing, getting ready for the 4th, duct taping some sparklers together, etc., etc., etc.
By the way, I did not know that sparkler bombs were a thing until I moved to the Pacific Northwest. So thank you, the people of Seattle, for teaching me how to make bigger explosions with your fireworks.
That is our culture.
Yep.
If you're just tuning into the suckers portion of our content for the first time, it is mostly about terrorism and how to do it.
Bomb making advice.
Yeah.
Sedition, violence against the state, that kind of stuff.
What's really funny is when I was a very young kid, there was this. They tried to build a neighborhood behind my parents' neighborhood, but they somehow
tried.
Well,
Brian wasn't having any of it. He didn't know about sparkler bombs, but there's other ways to blow the tracks off of a bulldozer, okay?
Well, I'm not entirely sure what happened.
Remember that, the sticky bomb?
Oh, yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
Brian invented those.
I just invented having a really gross sock. But we went in the back, and they failed to build this neighborhood. I don't know why. But they have blasted these channels for the roads because everything in Texas is just rocks. So you have to, blow everything up to,
Jesus.
make room. And so there was these big, rock gullies or whatever, and we'd go back there and we would make bombs, right? Because we were kids in Texas. And there was a cable access TV show in San Antonio called The Worst Show that literally gave bomb recipes out on air, and we'd stay up and watch it. My brother would be taking notes.
Hell yeah!
We'd go and blow things up in the backyard, which I think is probably was not responsible of the cable access channel in San Antonio.
Hey man, information wants to be free.
Which is why you've all signed up for our Patreon.
Disregard that last comment.
Yeah, cut that.
Well, when they watch our cable access, does cable access exist anymore? Is that a thing? Can you have a cable access show?
There is a Seattle channel which I thought was public, but I don't think they're public shows.
They don't. No, that's. It's not public access.
Right.
Boo.
I don't know if there is still public access. I wonder. I don't know. That's a good question. Nobody has.
Now it's just YouTube.
Only fucking old weird people have cable anymore.
No.
So
Today's children are going to watch UHF, and
they're
they're just not going to understand it.
yeah, they'll get the vibe though because they have YouTube.
Yeah.
Because public access is just YouTube before its time.
Well, and the idea that the guy who's the popular kids show host is also a irretrievably racist guy will also ring for them as matching their YouTube experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Weird. Time is a flat circle. We're back. We're on the boat. We're only doing mild preparations for violence against the state parody.
Satire.
But as we hinted in our last public episode, we're going to be talking about dumping on that trail.
Hell yeah! Someone found my spot, yo.
So I saw this fucking article in the Seattle Times, and our patrons might remember that we read another story about finding shit on a trail that I still can't get over. Every time I think about it,
it almost killed you.
Myself.
Yeah.
I know. Seriously, he just laughs.
Hearing it read out loud, I listened to it in the car, and I almost died again in rush hour traffic because I just couldn't control myself. And I feel like I'm discovering them in the Matrix because I cut to the Seattle Times and I find essentially the same article being written.
I think it's that you just took the brown pill, Brian. that wasn't the pill you wanted to take.
Exactly.
But
Okay.
if you're new and you haven't heard that episode, it was with Comrade Cerveza, and it was sometime in May.
Yeah. Yes, we invited a guest on the boat so that we could spend roughly, conservatively, 45 minutes
Just talking-
laughing about a guy
talking about
falling in
dumping.
shit.
And, like getting shit in his mouth and like rolling around in shit with his dog. And, like,
I gotta leave your picnic. My child is covered in shit.
oh.
Normal
Oh,
problems
listen.
that we all have.
Look, you guys said me shitting in parks and on trails wasn't praxis, okay? And you are fucking eating your words now
Oh my God.
while those people are eating my shit. Oh, I want to just point out that not only did Brian turn his head for that laugh, but was literally holding his mic out at arm's length in the other
He
direction.
didn't want to hurt
I
you.
was chided
So-
I was personally assaulted on Twitter.
Yeah, wait, who's gonna give us $50? Who is it
Oh,
that's
is
gonna
it-
give us $50?
I want to say
Uh,
Jake. Is that the?
That guy's name?
Let me.
Albert Einstein.
Oh, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the teaser of this episode, and that guy is getting added because I want that money.
Get that money.
So let's go. Yeah, fuck that guy. Let's get to the shit.
We got to get to that shit.
I'm sorry. Just my kid's covered in shit. We gotta leave. It's so fucking good.
Oh man!
God damn it! Where is it? It was Jake. Yeah, Jacob at Stukov. Stukhov.
You heard it here. You owe us some money.
Yeah, because we're not peeking in your eardrums no more.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
And I consider your tweet to be violence, and it has been reported.
Yeah. Did we want to read this thing or just?
Wait, the first
Yeah.
like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah.
We gotta
Yes,
I have
we
to
gotta
hear
get
it.
to the shit.
I have
So-
to hear how my handiwork is affecting people's lives.
Yeah. Well, yes. You've been. Oh, God damn it! I just got paywalled.
Colin is getting slapped by the Seattle Times. Isn't it the first right now? How are you already getting fucking slapped?
Dude, I've been a busy, naughty little news stealing boy.
Seattle Times, tear down that paywall.
Yeah. Mr. Blevin, tear down that paywall.
And he just responds,
Oh fuck!
If you want to know what we're talking about, listen to our last public episode where we sort of obliquely mention the labor force for the print operation that we've recently announced. But the title,
Blevin freak.
the title for this is so long, it takes up almost my whole screen, and it says, "Piles of poop, litter on trails, trampled wildflowers." In the social,
Trampled wildflowers.
in the social,
no.
in the social,
Someone walked on the ground.
that's yes. In the social media era, Washington's public lands are being trashed. What can be done? And then it has this like giant illustration, which not knocking the illustration, just describing it. It's got a bunch of basically like Zoomer millennial folks trying to get that perfect photo out in nature. There's a waterfall, children in inner tubes, a salmon looking confused.
that perfect photo of them shitting or something. I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand the social media
Oh
connection.
no, that
this guy's
is going to
making.
be a Zoomer thing, right? Like, here's me squat down, like mid shit at this landmark, like in a selfie. Can I shit? Can I actually pump out and a selfie stick?
Dude,
myself
that's
doing
like
it?
that guy who jumped off the bridge. You guys seen that?
Oh yeah. The guy was like running from the cops and like jumped off the
Oh,
bridge.
is that what it was? I don't know the backstory. I just know a guy jumped off a bridge with his
jumped off the
pants down
Wait.
and was defecating.
I
same
think
time.
we're talking about different things. What you're talking about sounds awesome.
Yeah, this is cool.
I'll link it if I can find it again, but
Yeah.
probably all our fans have seen it. But
Because they have the
Knowing
same
that-
Google alerts for shit. Seattle shit
yeah,
stories.
they're all just sitting in a computer chair, like any scat-based news story.
with,
yeah,
a bedpan under them.
a big alarm just starts going off. So this is by Terry Wood, and it was published, well, it was updated today, July 1st. It was published June 29th. Here's a wow statistic from the U.S. Forest Service. In 2018, wilderness rangers buried more than 400 piles of human waste found scattered throughout the enchantments near Leavenworth, which, minus the poo, is one of the loveliest wilderness destinations in all of Washington.
I mean, woods famously have shit in them. I feel like
Yeah.
that this is a baseless complaint.
Famously bears shit in the woods, for example.
Yeah, everything's shit. So how do they know it's human shit? Are they tasting it? What's happening here? Like,
Well, the wilderness rangers know.
Yeah, they know.
They're experts
They know.
in scat.
yeah, that's the only thing they know when they show up in the woods.
A bonus wow. The Enchantments camping zone, because of its immense popularity, is equipped with 9 privies, all intended to make improper plopping avoidable. Nevertheless, on more than 400 occasions last year, according to a Forest Service spokesperson, visitors decided to plop with impunity and just walk away. What is going on?
What is happening? Agreed.
Now-
Has anybody here been to the Enchantments?
I've
not
hiked in that area,
Yeah, I've been
but
around
I don't know
there,
what
too.
the Enchantments is. That sounds like a
Oh.
weird, like, theme park version of a campground. But is that just some area?
It's a hike. It might be off Icicle Road, but yeah, near Leavenworth.
Okay, I don't know.
I think you have to
I've
get a
hiked around
permit to
there,
do it too.
people gonna shit in the woods. Now you should bring a trowel and dig yourself a little hole to shit in and cover it up. But
If you haven't brought a trowel, put it in a plastic bag and take it out with you. Or if you don't have a plastic bag, put it in your pocket. Hike it out.
I'm sure that is like the preferred thing. Is like leave no trace, pack it in, pack it out.
Yeah, you just got to eat it.
What is the damage? So we're talking 400 shits
Well-
over a large area over the course of a year.
Well, I'm
What
sure
is-
it's like
what's the
basically
damage?
right
Who
along the
cares?
trail.
Yeah,
But also,
yeah.
it's bad for the animals. They get in it and eat it and stuff and fuck with it.
They love it.
You should shit further away from the trail, though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
although, I feel like if you're shitting on the trail, you really have to shit, and I think that's okay. Sometimes you gotta shit.
I mean, if you're gonna have if the Seattle area is going to be this like mountains to sound like quick from the city wilderness, get up 45 minutes
Mhm.
to Leavenworth from Seattle and get up on a hike and encourage like bus people up to get out into the wilderness, like city people from fucking Oklahoma to like get out into the wilderness for a weekend. People gonna shit in the woods, 'cause
Right.
They don't know what the fuck. They're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, and that kind of is the crux of it.
And it says they have 9 toilets, but where are they? Are they conveniently located?
I'm sure most of those
Guessing
toilets are
they're-
at the bottom.
Yeah,
At the
and then you go on a
trailhead.
hike, and then you have to shit.
Yeah. If you're 2 miles from the toilet, man, what are you supposed to do?
Well, that's when you're supposed to follow the etiquette. So it's unbelievable how much surface pooping is going on out there. Said Greg Romano, a year-round hiker and author of 20 hiking guides for the Mountaineers books. I'm coming across.
See, this guy's ahead. He's obviously
Right.
not going to leave a pile of
Yeah.
poop. But like, what the real complaint here is, it's not just us nerds.
Yeah,
out
the normies are out here,
Yeah.
and they've pooped.
Right.
Like, if you're gonna, it's like the choice isn't like, should people poop or not? It's, are you going to like build and maintain public trails for humanity to despoil the wilderness? Like, you've already made that choice. Like, you're doing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So People
Yeah.
gonna shit in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally fair. And I mean, we can skip. They show a picture that.
No, read his quote.
Okay. I'm coming across it in places I never expected, even remote areas. I find it in the middle of a trail and toilet paper. Streams of it. What I'm seeing is incredible. It's absolutely disgusting.
I just realized he meant streams of toilet paper. When I read that, I thought he meant streams of shit. like I just diarrhea explosions all over the trail. In which case, it's like, dude, they're gonna make it back to the bathroom, man. Like I feel like that's understandable.
I mean, whoever's shitting in the middle of the trail is very stupid.
Yeah, that sounds antisocial at best.
Well, that seems like a gag almost. Though.
Yeah,
like you be
yeah.
shitting in the middle of the trail, you're making a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a podcaster might do something like that. But
Well, here's the real question: if you shit in the middle of the trail on the way down, when you're on your way back up, I mean, that's like a landmine you left for yourself. It's like if you create a minefield, but then you have to retreat.
Yeah. Very thought provoking.
Well,
The plopper's dilemma.
yeah, exactly. This is that strong concept.
Or is that like
a?
I think that's a Google interview question.
Yeah.
So they go on to suggest that the rise of defecation is somehow related to social media explosion. Yeah.
What did a boomer say?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody anticipated social media a year ago or 5 or 10 years ago
I
to
had not
be what it
anticipated
is
the
today.
existence of social media a year ago.
Oh man, a year ago when I was still tending my MySpace page, I just had no idea what it would become in 2019.
Well, to be fair, when
What the fuck is this guy talking about? 5
when-
years ago?
I think mostly Instagram, but yeah.
Well, and I think what he
Which is
means
also
is
old.
that look, it was very unfortunate when Logan and Jake Paul took a shit on the trail in the suicide forest, and that was too far. I think we can all agree that was too far. So,
I agree.
Who could have predicted after Tahrir Square that it would, social media's influence would escalate to people shitting on trails in some way that I still don't understand, but please go on.
well, it seems to be that populations have grown, therefore there's more people out there. Although I will say this article does prove something that we brought up in a previous, I think, Patreon episode, which is when they complain about the homeless shitting on sidewalks and stuff. Lots of people shit on sidewalks. It's not just the homeless guys. Like people are pissing and shitting everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're busing the homeless out to like do a BM on the trails.
No, they're
So,
they're busting out.
These are your neighbors, people, shitting
day
on these
hikers.
trails. Yeah.
And they're doing it, and there's probably more housed piss on the streets of Seattle than there is unhoused piss.
Oh, piss 100%.
for sure.
And shit is at least
shit
50-50.
50-50. Absolutely, yeah.
Please.
Wow, I didn't realize I was amidst such great minds. But, with more people venturing into the outdoors, many in pursuit of the perfect Instagram snap, Romano can reel off a list of etiquette violations he's witnessed: litter, off-leash, free-range dogs, keep-out signs ignored, switchbacks cut, social trails splitting meadows and noise.
I'm fucking lost. What the fuck is he talking about? How? What is the connection
Basically,
here?
he's like, people are defecating, and now I would like to change the subject to social media.
No, I'm
like,
so
what does
fucking
any of
lost.
that
What the
stuff have to
fuck
do
is
with
he
social
talking
media?
about?
Which, by the way, I used to like backpack and stuff at a very much younger, fitter age, and all that stuff was the Rangers complained about then.
Oh, yeah,
Rangers
totally.
always,
This
every
has
one of
always
these
been the
complaints
thing,
they've
yes.
always had.
I remember
like,
this as a
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
like 7th
No,
grade,
it's-
hearing about
it's
switchbacks.
part of the if you maintain trails for people to go on for day hikes,
Yeah.
they're gonna litter. They're
Right.
not going to observe the fucking ranger's code that and that you as a hiking nerd have like trained yourself in and read books about,
Right.
because they're just there for a day hike. And if this guy's saying that more less educated people are out hiking because of seeking the perfect snap for the gram, That
That
is
is
what he's saying.
He's saying that's at least contributing.
That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
It's real bad.
When you go to like
People hike. People have always like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said, this is a
Yeah.
hiking town. There are nerds like him who are super serious about
Right.
it and doing all kinds of backpacking into the North Cascade wilderness.
Mhm.
And there's day hikers. The city, the county actually buses people up there. You can catch a bus. to
Yeah,
get
they're called
there.
the homeless, Greg.
And yeah, it's part of like it's what the tourism boards fucking can tell people to come here for, where you can do boating one day and go up on a hike the next day. It's what recruiters tell people about Seattle is you can go on these fucking hikes. We have hiking trails that are maintained for the purpose of urban people getting
Right.
out into the wilderness.
Right.
So tell me again about Instagram.
It's the wrong kind of urban people. Well, let me finish his little rant, and then we can dive into that a little bit more. The first time I heard music on speakers in the backcountry, I thought this can't possibly be.
He's
I thought
complaining
this
about
rules.
boomboxes.
This
rules.
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
possibly be.
Fucking
this is the
awesome.
first time an old person's complained about the kids and their boombox.
Oh my god! This
Now-
is fucking awesome.
Now it's very frequent, and people are blasting it.
Don't go on.
That's
those
not all they're
trails.
blasting.
Yeah.
You're a serious hiker. Go on. There are trails that no one else is fucking going on.
Yeah.
The North Cascades alone are fucking littered with them. They're
Go get lost in the woods.
Yeah, stop,
seriously.
yeah,
Get-
stop being a
Get
coward.
lost.
Go
Have
off
an
trail.
encounter
go
with a black
directly
bear.
up there. Yeah.
Meet the local wildlife head on.
Yeah, be like
Seriously.
Liam Neeson, the Gray. Just make some friends with some dogs.
Yeah.
While you're out there.
Well, all he's basically saying is like, yeah, this is it's too cool now. Like the scene has been ruined by
Right. Yeah. I was an early adopter.
Yeah.
And I
Fuck
truly
off.
respect and understand the
Well,
greatness. of
and people don't appreciate this in the same dumb way I do. Therefore, they should not be allowed to
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I'm not as serious. So I've backpacked on the Olympic Peninsula and in North Cascades and in other states, and I'm not half as serious as this guy I'm sure is. Just occasionally, I haven't done it in years either, but I've always usually picked trails that no one fucking goes on for the reason that I'm not trying to hike out in the woods
Right.
with like a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. There are trails that like the urban day crowd are going to go on and take their snaps, like because they're well advertised, they're extremely well maintained, they're short, they're loops, they go up to a little vista and they come back. Don't go on that fucking trail, asshole. Like, find something else.
Well, and also, like, vistas are nice, but a vista with, like, Drake fucking pumping in the background, it's nicer.
Hell yeah.
Let's be serious.
Yeah, true that, man.
Yeah, what does he care about the speak? Who gives a shit?
I don't know.
He wants to have this wilderness experience, and the disconnect he's making is he's not going to the wilderness.
Right.
He's going to a theme park.
Yeah.
That has trees, that is 45 minutes from a major global metropolis, okay?
Yeah. Well, that is a great distinction.
Like, shut the fuck up. You can go somewhere where there isn't that. You could actually go into the wilderness.
Well,
weenie.
and you could also frame your argument that way.
Yeah.
At least,
Yeah.
right?
And-
like
and
at
I'm
least
not-
have that
And you don't
understanding.
have to walk
of
overland.
what's
There
happened.
are pretty well maintained trails that you'll see 3 people all day on. You can still hike and get into beautiful places that just aren't these like very heavily trafficked loops.
Yeah.
And, like, look, if I want to, again, blast some tunes or whatever, what else am I supposed to do while I'm waiting in line at the top of Mount Everest? So, I mean, the thing is that, like, yeah, like, I'm sorry that you're mad that other people are enjoying a thing that you enjoy. It's the lamest fucking complaint. It always
Seriously.
has been, and the guy should fuck off.
But he's basically going to an urban park. Okay,
Right.
It's literally he's talking about being an hour, like trailheads that are like literally an hour from downtown Seattle in no traffic. That's just you might as well be going to a volunteer park. Okay, like that's what we're talking about here. There's gonna be people with boomboxes, and there's gonna be piles of shit.
Yeah, always. You know what's fun? And so one time, for the 4th of July, we used to always go camping, and we're camping at this campground outside of that shitty town Kurt Cobain's from.
Aberdeen.
And we're outside Aberdeen, like along the coastline. And this group started camping next to us. There's me and like 4 other people, and there was this group camping next to us of like, 20 or so people, probably like in their late 30s. And all they were doing was talking about how much they were going to party. Rules are out the door. We're in the woods now, just drinking all night, party hard. So anyways, they're all asleep by 10 p.m. And me and another friend, we were all very drunk, which is the only way to be in the woods. And very drunk around a giant fire, yelling at each other because that's how we talk.
Sweet.
And I remember one of them came out of the darkness to tell us to shut up, but it was right when we were in the middle of having a passionate argument in defense of Amanda Bynes.
Oh, hell yeah. I wish I could have been there for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, look, we all enjoy the woods.
We
our
stand
own
Amanda
way.
Bynes.
Yeah, we stand Amanda Bynes.
Yeah, Amanda Bynes
Hell
rules.
yeah.
Officially, this is now an Amanda Bynes podcast.
Actually,
Changing now.
I just watched Sunday White the other day. Still holds up. It's fantastic.
Hell yeah. She's the man rules.
She's the man is
my
great.
favorite.
Yeah,
Of
it
the
is very,
Bynes.
it is
Yes,
very
no,
good.
It is.
Very good.
Who knew?
Small world.
Just like,
Small world.
Great minds really do think alike. I mean, no, we've been Bynes heads for years,
Yeah,
man.
years.
Like going
Like
all the way back.
decades.
Yeah.
See, so this just shows, if you've been camping next to us, we would have had a great conversation.
Totally.
And probably, been fast friends or whatever.
Hell
But,
yeah.
people enjoy the woods differently, and people need to calm down. People enjoy things differently than you do, and you should shut up. And that goes for all fucking manner of life in an urban area.
Yeah, I think
Be
you're
quiet.
totally. That's a great point too, because this does feel like gatekeeping, or at least, you're not conforming to my fairly conservative view of how to experience something that I adhere to. He goes on to say, and this is I believe the last of his rant. I've heard people say people who do these things are just hiking their own hike. That doesn't mean you do what you damn well please. Trails are on public property and come with rules and regulations.
Oh my god.
Roads are public property too. And
Yeah, and no one can fucking drive either. It's not. You're not gonna. That
Yeah,
you
people
take
also
that.
drive
That is
like
part
assholes.
of the
Yeah.
deal. Everyone speeds.
right.
People are constantly on their phones.
Yeah.
You drive. You're taking your life in your hands on a public road, you asshole. And that's how society works. Fuck off.
That and everybody loves and wants to follow the, hey, this place has rules guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it must be a real blast on those
Very,
trails.
very chill. With rules and regulations.
I can just see this asshole with like his like walking stick and his like his
Yeah, right.
his like really he's got like $500 carbon fiber like poles and everything.
I'm just imagining the steam coming out of his ears, but I can't just drive my own drive. That mentality astounds me.
yeah, people do it all day long.
Yeah, they
dude.
really do. Trails are being inundated with a lot of new, clueless people right now, and we need a massive public education campaign.
He means to like not allow people into the park. But
Sorry, it's not going to work. I mean, at best, you could invest a little something in educating the people who show up to go on the trail at the trailhead.
Right.
But that would mean paying someone, a ranger, to stand there
Yeah.
and make people listen to a 15-minute lecture before they went up the fucking trail. Honestly, in places like this, these places that are essentially urban parks an hour out of town, that sounds like a great plan, but until someone builds the robot that does that and yet still makes someone stand there, like with... if you invent a robot that has, like, authority, social pressure enough to, like, make someone listen to it for 15 or 20 minutes... then you can maybe mitigate some of this shitting on the trail. But
robot from the end
unless
of
we're willing
RoboCop.
to just like pay rangers to do what you would think park rangers would do, which is stand around and like hold a little class before you go on the trail and talk about how like this is my park, it's my wilderness, and you're trampling on it. So follow my rules.
guest.
yeah.
So like unless you're going to pay that guy to do that all day, every day. shut the fuck up.
Well, they used to do that, but now they just have to clean up human excrement off the
Yeah.
trail. So
Yeah.
Well, the funny part is like the degradation of like park trails and stuff like that all is from the same thing, which is the defunding of the park services
Right,
and like
yeah.
the forest service and
Mhm.
stuff. And the solution to getting those things funded isn't scaring people away from the parks by being a fucking no fun
Yeah.
loser. The way you get people to like reinvest in the parks is you actually show them like, hey, this shit's cool. Like you should come out here and check it out and be out here more. And wouldn't it be cool if we could like keep it up a little better and
Yeah.
like pay a little money?
Yeah.
And
And-
that's just a staffing thing.
totally.
Yeah.
It's the education, and
Yeah.
you have to have people at the trailheads, and you have
Yeah.
them walking the trails
Mhm.
too. And
When you accept the fact that having a large amount of people in an area is going to create a certain amount of trash or
Dude,
whatever,
I'm
sorry,
you
the
just hire more
trails
people. Yeah.
and one person walking through is despoiling the natural fucking
Right.
world.
Right.
These hikers going through, like it.
Yeah.
The natural world on the West Coast is made up anyway. Like, it's literally a complete fabrication. Like, it was created to create the impression that it was this unspoiled land that had no people, so that we could get rid of our guilt for fucking mass murdering everybody in the West Coast.
Yeah, because by
And
the
so-
time we really
yeah.
got out here, like the deed was done, so
Yeah.
you could pretend like
Well, all the like native peoples that we had shoved from other parts of America were all over here. But yeah, once by the 20th century, once the deed was done and the park services started to come into full bloom, it became this whole thing about like, look at this like unspoiled natural wilderness. It's like, well, it's like quite the whole tale, but writing out a little bit about
Yeah.
what might have happened in this unspoiled
Yeah.
wilderness. But yeah, so,
Well, so
fuck
it-
this guy, he sucks.
It does suck. It goes on to talk about some Instagram influencers that are fighting back with snarky posts, making fun of things that they find on the trail or behaviors that they see.
Did a Kardashian take a shit on the trail? Is that what's influencing everybody?
Not yet, but for the right price. And yeah, for the most part, it sucks. But there was one quote near the end, which I think gets to the heart of it, apart from the point that Greg was kind of harping on, which is that I can't remember. Let me see if I can find it. It was like, at some point in time, it went from 19,000 people to 30,000 people. And it's like, yeah, that's over 10,000 more people on the trail.
Yeah.
That's going to have an impact on the trail.
Still, like,
and you've also just shown that like population grows over time.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
but
You're a
also
fucking
that's
genius.
not that big. That's like
Yeah.
really like, oh, a large number of people like per year grew by 50%. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, more people go to an individual like Seahawks game than this. Like, and
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
able to clean the shit off all the stairs and everything before the next game. So
yeah.
this is doable. It's doable. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Well, that was it. No more shit now. I think we're done with poop for this episode.
Turn off the podcast. Now. Turn off the podcast. Now.
All you poop heads out there, switch off. We'll catch you next time. But speaking of shit, someone put some wings on a big old dookie and told it could fly, and it couldn't. Of course, we're talking about Boeing. Back in the news, still in the news. Seems like every day there's some new little chunk to this log. that we
New
learned
little
about.
like kernel of corn to be picked out of there by various investigative services.
Well, and as longtime listeners will know, we've been cataloging the fact that Boeing, it's just a weird turn of events, has just forgotten how to make planes in the last like 5 years.
It's hard.
We've been, it's hard. It's difficult. We should remember that man's not meant to fly. like Icarus, Boeing is flown too close to the sun, is falling back to Earth.
I mean, we joke, but it is what they've done is made repeated, deliberate, obvious choices that they've been warned about to hamper their ability to make planes in favor of other things, which are it's just emblematic of how disconnected from reality our fucking economy is, the entire corporate capitalist structure, that they could, move their plants to places that did not have any skilled workforce for this, and they could put every dollar they have and borrow into stock buybacks, and the effect is they made more money. So they didn't do it wrong.
Mhm.
They just decided in this like insane grift that is the stock market, this big fucking con that they're big money players in, it's better to just make a bunch of money being like crooks than make some money actually making things that fly.
Yeah, it's like the producers.
It is
Well,
like that.
Well, it's like one of the fundamental mistakes in analyzing capitalism that people make when they look at a company like Boeing and they say the function of Boeing is to produce planes, which is not true. The function of Boeing is to produce money, right? And planes is just a way in which they do that. And it's interesting, to go to where Boeing is, the latest news on Boeing. There's a DOJ investigation into their 787 production now, and that comes from two things. One was there was a in-flight fire warning system that didn't work, that apparently the pilots repeatedly were like, hey, the fire warning system doesn't work. And by the way, a fire on a plane is bad, so that's definitely not a good thing. And it came down to Boeing had farmed out the software production for it sounded like, to India, where they're paying people $9 an hour to write the software. And, that little effort to save a little on an hourly wage is now produced a system that doesn't work. Right?
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. And then the other part of it was that workers in their South Carolina plant, where Boeing had moved to try and get away from the union here in the Puget Sound, had been reporting for apparently a couple of years now that there was problems in the quality assurance and production of the 787. And because that's where its main assembly plant is, and it turns out that Boeing just would, since they're policing themselves, would police those complaints right into the fucking trash can. and the thing is, that shows it was exactly what the union said would happen.
Right.
As far as going to South Carolina, their complaint, some guys in the union were complaining like, that you're not going to get good aerospace workers there, which is kind of a bullshit complaint, but the real complaint was, without a strong union with a strong history in the area and stuff, how are you supposed to guarantee, quality of work and all that kind of stuff? And the answer is you can't. So you have what you had in South Carolina, which is Boeing with no opposing force resisting them, able to just steamroll all those people there and all their complaints. So cool.
Yeah.
Enjoy flying this time, guys.
The friendly skies.
Yeah, make sure you check that little paper behind the scene. Make sure it says Airbus.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, this is just, statement about all problems in capitalism and American capitalism at the moment. Like, every company seems to be going through some version of this.
Well, like Boeing's been running the company. Like this is what we've transitioned to in 21st century neoliberal capitalism. Is the baseline strategy is to run these big companies the way that like hostile takeovers for the purpose of for the purpose of liquidation would do in the 80s and 90s, like it's just take what the existing infrastructure, existing products, the existing model, whatever it is, and use it in whatever way to pump money out right now without any real thought toward the long-term health of the model. Because it doesn't, and the truth, because it doesn't matter. Because even with Boeing, a shitload of people are going to get out fucking rich, like having made an ungodly amount of money. All the people who've been invested in this, all the owners of this company, over the last 20 years, as this model has changed, are going. Most of them, a lot of them, are going to walk away having done very well on this model, and they're going to get out at some point
Yeah.
and that leaving someone to holding the bag, and it's probably going to be the federal government, but
Yeah.
it's not going to matter to them. Well, they give a fuck,
Well, the lesson of the 2008 crisis, right, was that capital's natural tendency towards monopoly, right, has gotten to such a stage that there's essentially there's no downside to just fleecing people and cutting production safety in order to make an extra buck. When Obama looked at the banks and saw all the fraudulent activity and stuff and was like, if you made money doing fraud, you get to keep it, right? The second he did that, if you are one of these people at Boeing who's collected, large amounts of money via stock buybacks, right? You're one of their major shareholders. What's the downside here? What's the United States going to do? Are they going to close down their only plane manufacturer, a company that is specifically stated as being part of the critical defense infrastructure? No. So fuck it. Do whatever you want, right? If half the planes crash, who gives a shit, right? I mean, that seems to be the Air Force's response to all their planes that can't fucking fly. Is that whatever? I guess we just got to keep buying it.
Well, it's
one person selling and someone buying.
The Air Force has been working on this model where they've they use classical military acceptable losses calculations, and all they've done is they've added a new column because
they're just flying the plane,
right? Because as our planes have gotten more and more overpowered and stealthy, and as our wars have become more and more asymmetrical and not as we
conventionally
not
waged.
going to get into
pushback,
Warsaw Pact war with fighter on fighter dogfights and extremely sophisticated anti-aircraft.
I can still hope for that outcome.
That column goes down, the acceptable losses, but that allows you to just add in the plane falls out of the sky. Plane just explodes on takeoff. And the numbers, your acceptable loss ratio, how many planes you lose per sortie flown, it doesn't change.
Yeah.
And you're doing fine.
Well, and the media does this great little 1-2 dance on this too, where all that stuff just gets completely passed by. So when they did the raid on Osama bin Laden's, house or whatever, and they flew in their fancy new stealth helicopters, and one of them just crashed trying to land, and then they had to try and half-assedly burn it and all that kind of shit. I mean, probably a lot more should have been made of how fucking stupid that was, and how we just spent billions of dollars on a helicopter that doesn't land. One of those critical things you want to do once it takes off. But it never comes up and nobody cares, right? It's the F-22. If you eject, it chops your fucking. It has a whole system that shears your head off as you eject from it. And presumably this should be a conversation in newspapers. I mean, this should be the thing that people make jokes about and laugh about, and it's not, because we just don't give a shit.
And the thing is, this idea, I mean, I was half kidding when I said they're moving away from worrying about planes actually getting shot down, because that has been the talk of over the course of our lifetime, is these things that are invulnerable to our enemies, our technology, our stealth, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's all horseshit. It always was. And in evidence, just recently, supposedly, it seems that it's the case that Iran shot down an unmanned spy plane, a
drone,
massive global hawk, Northrop Grumman global hawk, which is the size of a 737.
It's just an enormous, giant piece of shit. I think they wrote down it costs several $1 billion.
It costs. They're $300 million a piece.
Yeah.
Of course, the whole development. That's just the whole development of those things. But it's an incredibly expensive thing, which you would think negates the purpose of like one of the potential like benefits of an unarmed drone is like probably could be a lot cheaper to operate and have, but yeah, you know that when they were hyping that product, they weren't like, and pretty much anyone can shoot it out of the sky. You know? With and apparently like the missile they shot it out of the sky with is like the Iranian version of mid 1970s anti-aircraft missile technology. Like,
oh yeah, sure, yeah.
like it's just a very old school, simple shoot like technology. So that everything is like that basically.
Yeah.
If we ever got actually into if any of these things actually made it off the tarmac in any kind of war that we've spent all this billions of dollars on, it would just get shot out of the sky.
Well, I think the new strategy will be with Iran is just to change the commercial flight path to start flying Boeing 737 flights over Iran as like a suicide bombing kind of mission.
Yeah, a human wave attack by air.
But yeah,
innovate the human wave attack.
Taste
for the
their
Air
own
Force.
medicine. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that Boeing's like cost-cutting efforts, which were always buttressed by their full knowledge on their part that they would always be bailed out no matter what happened.
Yeah.
The fact that like we don't talk about that those efforts led to the deaths of more than 300 people. I mean, like Boeing did that. Like that was their fault. Like that was they are 100% culpable. They knew that this was a possibility, and they said fuck it, right, and just did it anyways.
Like.
And,
it's funny and it's cool.
astonishing.
It sounds cool that the DOJ is investigating, but 100% no one is going to jail.
Oh no.
Absolutely no possibility of that. Certainly not under this administration.
Sure.
But
there's a 90% chance the DOJ is going to come back and be like, it looks like union workers is the problem. And like make unions illegal. Like that. That's like that's if there is a finding, like it's 90% going to be that.
And the executives who should actually be prosecuted, who have their names on documents, like who there will be evidence against, are going to walk away with golden parachutes.
Oh yeah,
like and live like fucking kings for the rest of their lives.
Well, they'll always be innocent because they'll just say, "Oh, well, we just wanted a stock buyback just to maximize our returns or whatever," and that can't possibly be connected to these other things like the risky behavior that the company is willing to engage in. And
that's the other thing. Yeah, the real crimes are like this whole upper level that causes this, but the only people you could even prosecute under the law as it is, who would have their names on the documents saying no, safety doesn't matter, would be lower level managers. You know?
In which case, like the board would just be like, "Oh, fuck it, get rid of that guy anyways. A little bit of dead weight, probably save some money bringing somebody up from lower management, and right back to the same behavior."
Yeah.
And I mean, this really does come back to probably the legacy of the Obama administration doing nothing in 2008. I mean, that really did say. I mean, that really was just the open door, right? I mean, all that shit was happening before then, but I mean,
it's not like no one noticed. I mean, too big to fail. It was that was heard and understood around the world. Like there's no more easily understood concept. Like it was very clear that is a true thing. That is the reality.
Yeah, and that movie, The Big Short, is probably like somewhat accurate in the like 90% of the bankers involved in like the 2000 thing were just fucking morons because that is the type. But I mean, there were guys in there who worked in government and then went to Goldman Sachs up who knew essentially the amount of illegal behavior they were engaging in, and they had in their back of their minds this idea of like, the government's not going to do anything to us. And the real tragedy of the Obama administration was it stopped being a thought they had in their head and became a reality on the ground, right? Of like a provable thing. I'm like, no, they really will not do anything to us. Like we could do whatever, right?
So instead of just like insider confidence that nothing would happen and that you could get away with it because you've got the how. Any idiot was like, "Oh shit!
Yeah,
anyone can get away with this."
Well, a suspicion became an absolute fact, and that's for these types of sort of social vampires, that's not a good thing. But I mean, that seems to be where Boeing finds itself, and apparently can't build a fucking plane that flies anymore because of it. So that's cool.
Awesome.
System works.
System works. If there's one thing to take away, the system works.
Did we want to talk about? We're at like 50 minutes. Do we want to talk about the?
Yeah, let's do the editorial real fast.
Okay.
It's short.
All right.
More content.
So speaking of the system working,
well, today was the big vote for accessible dwelling units in Seattle. God, I just did it again, guys. I just clicked on a link that I can't open because I've hit my quota.
Everybody, the Seattle Times is holding us back, and you know what to do about that. All right, I'm not going to specify, but it begins with sparkler, ends with lurs. Use sparkler bees. So, too obvious. S-bombs.
Yeah, that's better.
Parody. We can say whatever we want, just as long as you say parody.
Oh, yeah, that absolves us of any legal recourse. Or,
that's a bit. That's not real.
Well,
yes, please don't sparkler on the Seattle Times unless you think it'll be cool.
Yeah, or unless you're emancipating another Blethen that's been chained to like a radiator in the basement or something.
Yeah. And if that does happen, we will cover it. That's a Seattle Sucks promise.
Yeah. Does anyone know how? Any of our listeners know how to like operate a cutting torch?
Free those Blethens.
Blethen snake moan. So the ADU vote was today, and it passed. I actually didn't see the vote count. It was expected to be unanimous. Basically, this opens up a whole new avenue for basement units, more units on what are traditionally right now single-family house.
Yeah. I think basically you can have up to 3 units on a single-family zoned lot. Which, by the way, is actually what Portland did to try and like help resolve some of their housing crunch. It does work.
This is a rising kind of movement. Did Minneapolis
did this as well? Yeah. And the way it works is essentially those who want to can convert their house into multiple units, or if they have what they call it, a mother-in-law suite or whatever, all that kind of stuff.
Presumably, they can also sell to a developer who can build a free unit.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to see some pearls clutched. Because this ordinance also doesn't require that the owner of the property live on the property, which opens it up to renters, obviously, and development of rental units. Scary renters.
The majority of the population of the city.
Scary landlords. This is going to make some landlords out of people, and they're going to love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we can't all be renters unless we got a landlord class to rent, their units to us.
I probably said this on the podcast, but before I moved on the boat, I don't know if I've told Brian this.
Greg's leaning into
everyone brace yourself.
My last landlord was a cop.
Dun dun.
It's he sucked.
My previous landlord was a guy that was the self-appointed foreman on a construction site I was on, and everybody hated him. And when I was talking to somebody else and he was listening in about finding a place to rent, he was like, "You should come check out this house." that I have, and I went and checked it out as a joke of like, what kind of piece of shit does this asshole have? It was actually pretty nice. So there we go. But yeah, so the Seattle Times, always with our best interests at heart, has stepped into the fray on this.
Yeah, and this is an editorial, so it's the A team here to deliver another cosmic brained
This is
genius level take. So this was published the day before the vote, because as I said, that was today, July 1st, so June 30th. Save Seattle Neighborhoods. That's the title of the editorial.
Yeah, it's weird. It has like that little slash mark between each word. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, the clapping emoji.
Yeah.
And they use that picture that harkens back to the image that Greg conjured of like somewhere in North Seattle where you can't really see anything south of the downtown corridor. You can see a stadium, but you see a lot of green, and of course you see the Space Needle. But data and research ought to guide the Seattle City Council and Mayor Jenny Durkin as they consider policies that would permanently harm unique city resources.
He means white.
But sadly, they are relying on ideology and lobbying as they upzone every single-family neighborhood in Seattle.
Gibberish, nonsense. This is
Ideology
versus science and data. This is nothing.
Yeah.
He just said nothing.
More units for more people means ideology.
Yeah, right. Voters electing 7 of 9 council members this fall should note City Hall's current priorities.
7 of 9 is running for city council. Jerry Ryan is going to be our new mayor.
Well, hell, yeah, maybe.
You know what? She's got my vote.
Yeah.
Current priorities and how it spins policies favoring special interests over current residents. That is some warped fucking. These people are actually amazing.
Special interest people who need homes.
But this actually
and
does
lower rents too.
But this does get to what like the Seattle Times editorial was all about, in the sense that special interests are renters, right?
Yeah,
People who
right.
don't belong in the city.
Right.
Current residents, official residents of Seattle, are homeowners, people who do belong in the city. Like, this is a clear distinction that the Seattle Times draws between the populations here.
And where did we hear that before? Was it Save Seattle?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Maybe they should look at the voter rolls, see if there's something to be done.
This legislation, sponsored by outgoing councilmember Mike O'Brien, won't make Seattle significantly more affordable, according to a city analysis that should guide policymakers. But it will erode livability, negatively impacting half the city's population, and reduce options for those hoping to someday buy a house and stop paying landlords. Those are lesser concerns for ambitious politicians who would rather allow the insatiable housing oligarchy, including investors, financiers, developers, consultants, and labor leaders, to gorge on the entire city.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I mean, look, they're partially not wrong in that
Right.
this is essentially just going to open up the city to developers, to create to the landlord developer class, but if this is the only thing we can come up with, right? This is it is better than what we've got, which is you can't fucking build any density, but
totally
all we can manage is to go, let's let the free market solve it. Let's free up the market. Because all this is a reduction in regulation.
Right.
This is deregulation of the market. That's it. There's no positive, proactive social action happening here. This is just deregulation that's going to allow developers to come in. And the effect may be a little bit more housing, which is good. Maybe that could theoretically, if a free market was like a real thing, bring down rents. It actually won't, because
it's brought down rent for wealthy people.
Why would?
Yeah, it has brought down rent for wealthy people. That is true.
When there's fucking like thousands of empty units, right
luxury
now,
real estate,
and rent is still what it is. That tells you that this idea of free market housing is bullshit. Like they can charge what they want. Like, it doesn't matter, because it's as in this housing market, the real estate is as valuable just as a place to fucking park money and watch it go up. The rent is fucking like is the cherry on top when you add in the fact that it also, it takes money to actually turn something into a livable, rentable property.
Right.
So it's probably not going to do anything there. What it is going to do is create a bunch of random, ugly
townhomes, apartments,
buildings
yeah.
sort of scattered in a way that will unnerve and upset people. Not like I live on a boat. I'm still going to think they're ugly too, but the people who are in these neighborhoods of 120-year-old single-family homes, and then this ugly, like, multicolored fucking tin and rust thing's going to plop up next to them, and they're going to be aggrieved, and their aggrievement will be all out of proportion with reality and totally out of touch with the 21st century and what's happening. But nonetheless, like, it's not a vision of, it's no positive vision of a future of a livable, like, good city. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, the thing is that capitalism can't solve the housing crisis, which we talked about before.
Can't.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to the 90s, when you would hear people talk from the Eastern Bloc, from Eastern Europe, from Russia or whatever, one of the things they would always talk about whenever they talk about the fall of Soviet communism is they would say, we always thought that, like, the homeless and stuff like that was like a scare story that we were being told, right, to be afraid of capitalism, and that surely in America is so rich and all this kind of stuff, and, Western Europe's so rich that these kind of things don't happen, and now we've learned, right? And, the thing is, capitalism doesn't solve housing crises, it creates them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the problem, right? And yeah, I mean, outside of making housing a right and taking all the housing as, state stock and essentially handing it out, right?
Or at the
There's
very
no
least,
solution. Yeah.
taxing something to pay for a shitload of public housing.
Well, I know that this has been...
That would be something.
Well, and this has been pushed in London, and I think it's gotten, like, some pretty strong backing or whatever, but how about this? We do have tons of empty units. You seize them.
Yeah,
you just say, look, if people aren't living in that unit, we're taking it. And now it's government housing, right? So now it's low-income housing. And,
Hell yeah.
And you just do that over and over again.
So
right?
easy. That's not just a form of, like, expropriation, but that's a form of regulation as well.
Yeah.
That's going to have an effect on a free market.
Yeah, it keeps people from using housing as a speculative asset as opposed to housing. Yeah, and I mean, you can do that, but you would have to say that markets are bad. And you'd have to say that capitalism is bad, and nobody's allowed to say that.
As we've harped on in this podcast since the beginning, what continues to be ignored by just about everybody is that one of the main roots of our housing problem is that it's on a global speculative free market, that it is been declared a hotspot for, now fucking 15 years ago for global capital investment that has nowhere else to fucking go, that it is a deliberate bubble that's been juiced for that capital class, like, globally, to park money in and raise the price. And it's like, you can't, as a person who needs a house, compete on that fucking market.
Yeah. Well, I think that gets to some of the, like...
And this doesn't change that. This is, if anything, makes it makes more of our real estate attractive for investment.
Yeah, well, now you're competing against landlords to purchase housing now. Yeah. So it's an additional sort of actor.
But you can take these single-family plots in these nice neighborhoods and put a more valuable...
Yeah.
Jesus, you'll be able to build fucking luxury townhomes on these spots like they've been doing in the places that were zoned for density, building luxury condos. Well, now they'll be able to do the same thing. Nothing has changed in the equation. Yeah, people are angrier. Yes, the city council is doing something that's supposedly symbolically to address this problem. But nothing has changed in the market equation here. So what makes you think that the free market that got us into this place isn't going to continue to do the same thing that makes it a shitload of money, which is to build like luxury fucking townhomes?
Yeah. Well, there's no market incentive to build for the low end of the market, right? So it just won't get done, which is why you have to have, again, things like public housing and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we should break down some of the Seattle Times, like some of the ways they refer to stuff too. I mean, when they talk about like, oh, now aspiring homeowners won't be able to buy a home, but the reality is that's already the reality, right? I mean, like this is a fantasy they're engaging in, and they're really playing on people's maybe naivete or something. But this idea, like I rent a double wide manufactured home that is right next to a place where they store tractor trailers and right across from a bar. And if you go on Zillow and check out the, estimated price for the place I live in, it's $600,000.
Jesus
I mean, this
Christ.
is the idea that normal people can buy houses here is a fucking fantasy.
Oh,
right?
completely.
So that's already dead. So, I mean, Seattle Times is just engaging nostalgia, just chop that out. But all the stuff, too, about, like, the unique neighborhood feel and all this kind of stuff is all just bullshit, like, race scaring of homeowners
absolutely.
and saying that, your white neighborhood's going to get some darker renters. And that has always been what that language has meant. And,
totally.
And, yeah, I mean, should fucking call that out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's totally fair.
And the whole purpose, I think, of a take like this is really just to gin up that kind of fear among like Seattle homeowners.
Yeah, all the accidental millionaires.
It actually doesn't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't actually like the fucking Seattle Times is all for deregulation, and they're all for the booming real estate market. They are all for the prices going up. They are all for the capital class. They're just taking this, and
just not in my backyard.
They know that that's what the effect of this is really going to be. What they're doing is taking this bullshit cultural stance against what is supposedly a progressive move, though we've just described it's not anything at all. It's neoliberal capitalism and deregulation. It's fucking Reaganism. It has nothing to do with positive progressive policy. This is what's fucked up about this town. Everybody can play this game. The city council can play this game and pretend, this is some liberal progressive shit, and the Seattle Times can go, oh yeah, this is some awful liberal progressive horrible stuff that's gonna ruin your neighborhood. When in fact it's actually fucking like some Margaret Thatcher shit.
Well, it was interesting, and not even like a huge Bernie head, but that debate when his closing statement, when he said, you can elect any of these people on the stage, but in your heart that nothing's going to fucking change. I mean, that is the reality of American politics, right? You can elect whoever you want. They can have whatever letter next to their fucking name. You can do all this stuff, and it's not going to actually change anything. Because, the love of markets, the strength of money in politics, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, that is Seattle in a nutshell, right? The Times can say whatever the fuck they want. City Council can say whatever you want. You know what the end, product is going to be, no matter what path they take. But yeah, it rules.
Yeah, well, it only gets better. To deflect attention from what's really happening, there's talk of McMansion bans and Airbnb restrictions. The essence of O'Brien's proposal is unchanged.
Where are they building McMansions in Seattle, by the way?
So the McMansion term is pretty nebulous. Really what they mean is like there's this oversized construction that can happen on lots. It sounds like, from what I've read.
Yeah.
But I think McMansion now is just like a slur against new construction.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm fine with that, but
I mean, they were a thing. Like, it's just the lots just aren't big enough in Seattle to make them.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah,
that and McMansion's appeal to like
Suburban mindset.
Totally.
Yeah, for the amount
Yeah.
they would cost to build one in Seattle, like nobody in that price range would buy.
There
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
go to some of the you know where it is the wealthiest fucking neighborhoods that have actual relatively large plots. So if
Yeah.
you go up to like what's between like what's that between like Crown Hill and Shoreline, whatever that is on the water. Like if you drive around in there, these are these old 100-year-old houses, but they're on pretty big plots on the hillside. You know,
Yeah.
they're big enough that some of them are torn down, and then you drive around a corner, and there is some fucking nasty ass like suburban energy, like just rising out of the ground. It's real.
So there used to be this neighborhood right next to my parents' neighborhood that we'd drive through on the school bus. And somebody knocked down 2 houses in that neighborhood to build. This is in maybe the late 90s to build like a legit like McMansion like on those 2 lots. And my favorite touch was on their garage. They got a glass garage door so you could see inside, and they had 4 ski-doos on trailers right
Hell
there.
yeah.
Awesome.
And I was like, if you got that many ski-doos, you get the glass, you show it off.
Hell yeah.
Like, I
Hell
thought
yeah.
that was
that fucking owns.
yeah.
I love that.
But that's what I think of when I think of McMansion. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
imagine where these are. Here
Yeah,
in town,
I
but,
think that's the classical definition
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But here in Seattle, even the
that
very
house is
wealthy
100% foreclosed on in 2002.
Yeah.
yeah.
but I mean, we're talking about
yeah.
like there are neighborhoods where you know
Yeah.
$2-3 million homes that
Yeah.
then take it's like a different
Yeah, different.
it's like
yeah.
you know it's like a step up. It's like from McDonald's, it's Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a Bloomin' Mansion
it's
or
a
something.
different type of gaudiness.
It's a Dick's Mansion.
But it looks as bad or whatever.
Yeah.
The essence of O'Brien's proposal is unchanged. Allow investors to convert virtually every remaining single-family lot into 3 apartments with no parking. This is something
That's the
they're
thing
really
that's going to happen
perturbed by.
every one.
Yeah.
Minimal setbacks and little to no yard or green space. So much for green Seattle. Say goodbye, urban tree canopy, and hello, triplexes.
Yeah, the urban tree canopy is public green belts that look. It's not like for the most part in people's yards. It's on so whatever.
And I believe you can't just cut trees down willy-nilly. The city does actually care.
It's
I
also-
wonder.
it's also
I wonder
weirdly
when
expensive.
when it
It
comes
is
to
expensive.
development. I bet if
they
you're
care.
developing,
Yeah.
I bet if you're. I'm just going to guess if you're actually knocking down a house. I bet it's part of the permitting process. Like,
Yeah, it
you
could,
know what I mean?
it could be.
I bet you can do it.
Yeah. O'Brien tacked on the misleading McMansion ban after neighborhood challenges. Actually, his proposal allows investors to build multiple structures collectively as big as an oversized house, squeezing just as much shadow-casting bulk onto the same lot.
Who gives a shit?
It also removes permanent owner occupancy rules, affirming it's not about helping residents stay put. It's helping others profit off neighborhoods.
Oh,
Living in a city that is overcast 90% of the time, I'm very concerned about the shadow casting nature of these things.
No, that's why you need everybody's sun you can get, Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hearing them so concerned about the growth of the landlord class, like go fuck yourself.
Well, they're probably
don't read
not
it.
happy about competition.
Well, there was like these during the 2017 elections, there was this big move that was coming out of Seattle to try and do something at the state level about like rent control and things like that. And it was weird. The Seattle Times was really whistling a different tune for the landlords back then. It's odd how that works.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sounds about right. None of this is needed to allow backyard cottages. They've been allowed since 2009. Current rules are flexible enough that construction of accessory dwelling units has more than doubled in recent years. If City Hall wants more, start by reducing costly permit and utility connection charges, or test O'Brien's plan with a pilot project in a willing neighborhood. O'Brien's proposal is something else entirely. It's a blanket upzone allowing 3 units on lots now designated for 1. These single-family lots comprise less than half the city's land use, according to city data, while housing half its population. If there was nowhere else to build, changes might be worth considering on a neighborhood-by-neighborhood basis, since each part of Seattle has different constraints and opportunities for growth.
Blah, 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 blah.
Right. Meanwhile, Seattle has abundant capacity for all projected growth according to city data. On top of that, Seattle just upzoned and expanded urban villages, creating massive additional capacity in places where multifamily apartments are supposed to be built now. Affordability is a challenge, but the city's economic analysis said O'Brien's policy will only marginally affect affordability and mostly result in pricey rentals. It may increase displacement in lower income neighborhoods.
Well, they're basically right. I mean, yes, this is going to be a tool of gentrification. It is because what isn't? I mean, they're going to come into places, buy up like old single family homes and build a nicer, multi-unit townhome condo thing. And they're going to continue to gentrify neighborhoods. And yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. It's not going to bring down rents.
Right.
Like the entire global economy crashing, that might bring down rents. But this shit.
Well, ironically, which happened in Seattle in the 2008 crashes, that the economy collapsing actually caused rents to go up. But I mean, you just can't have housing on the market. Like that's the problem. Like the market cannot distribute housing. You have to distribute housing via the idea of housing like as a right. Yeah.
Well, in this supposedly progressive plan is just saying let's get the market more involved than it is now.
Yeah, and which they pointed out in the editorial too. They're like, Seattle has plenty of housing stock or whatever. Which in one sense is right. It's like, but that is the condemnation of the market, right? That it does have a lot of available housing stock. It's just all rationed via your ability to pay for it, and they would rather keep it off the market and out of without people and empty than have somebody pay less than their asking price, right? And that housing should be seized. All housing should be seized. Nobody should be able to have a house. Owning houses was a mistake.
Hell yeah.
It should be stopped immediately.
I think that's totally fair. Seattle is experiencing a housing boom, building tens of thousands of apartments and thousands of subsidized units for low-income residents. What's in truly short supply are houses to own, particularly older homes for first-time buyers. Those struggling to buy and enter the middle class shouldn't have to compete with rental investors.
Well, I mean, it's just gobbledygook. It's like
none of it means anything. They're not building any low-income housing, and there is no houses to buy. What the fuck are they talking about? There wasn't houses to buy 10 years ago either.
The real estate is the prices are so ludicrously inflated here beyond all sanity. Jesus, like you described your fucking double wide.
Yeah.
Just utterly charming, I must say. But it is a fucking double wide.
Yeah, that you pay $600,000 for, right? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It's not worth that.
Yeah.
The land is
markets
right?
aren't.
Yeah.
But it's like
I mean that's what you'd be paying for right there.
Right.
But even the land right next to a major road, right next to a trailer dump off, right next to a bar. I mean,
But that tells you like what we're talking about right there. It's right. The land's worth it because it's as an investment, but it's that describes exactly this phenomenon where the supposed market value of a thing is completely disconnected from its fucking use. And is purely a speculative game for the capitalist class.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the favorite games you can play if you have like relatives or are from out of town, if they're from like anywhere that isn't the West Coast or certain areas on the East Coast, is just drive around and play the Zillow game of like, guess what that you think that property is worth, and just look it up. Right?
Yeah.
Or my favorite game is anytime you see an apartment complex, look up the efficiency unit of them and ask them what they think the monthly rent on it is. But I mean, it is. Nobody from outside this area looks at this and is like, "Oh yeah, that's normal." I mean, it is just wildly, grossly overinflated. I mean, we're not at the peak of the bubble. We're like past the peak of the. We went shot through the top of the bubble and just kept accelerating. And I'm sure that nothing bad will happen. I mean, housing prices will only go up. So, what could possibly go wrong?
People literally say that when I start going on a rant about something. We've talked about this, Colin. actually hearing someone say post 2008, well, housing, like seriously, unironically, well, housing
Will
only goes
yeah.
up, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nobody learned anything from. Oh wait, I mean that's the only people that learned anything was basically like all rich people learned they can get away with everything that they want to get away with. It's not just a dream. That if they will it, it is no dream.
The other people who really learned lessons all killed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Then there's the roughly 350,000 people living in houses today. Most are middle class, including teachers,
All should be
firefighters,
evicted.
and laborers who bought before prices jumped. 2/3 of Seattle homeowning households earn less than $150,000
Before
per year.
prices jump was that the 1980s? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
what the fuck are we talking about?
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Earn less than $150,000 per year, and 42% earn less than $100,000, according to a Census Bureau survey. Wow, don't your hearts just go out to those
Must be tough.
normal people who make what, like 150,000 is 3 times
Well, and again,
the median income?
Well, and also, like a lot of those people, and the times are right. They bought it before the housing jump happened. They bought it in 1983, and they've been living there forever. And again, we talk about on the show, they're like these accidental millionaires in Seattle who, through no like work or doing of their own, they're just sitting there.
You just
Right place,
said they
right
bought
time.
the house
Yeah,
before they bought
at the right
low.
time.
Yeah,
they bought low.
it's from their market genius. But yeah, I mean, there's these accidental millionaires who feel now that they're like owed this some fucking how. And
Yeah.
it's like no,
Yeah.
not.
Well, I mean, when your like great uncle, the Duke, like dies unexpectedly along with his heirs, like, and you inherit like the Duchy of Burgundy, like you're gonna feel like that's yours to protect now, and you gotta like you're gonna get with that program pretty quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
And you're gonna fight to the death.
well. This is why homeownership, like, unironically, homeownership was a mistake. Like, and this is why is that it turns every individual into this little like money grubbing capitalist, right? And yeah,
With aristocratic pretensions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
This
yeah.
because this very literally like land ownership.
Yeah.
There's this psychological. They're little petty aristocrats in a capitalist market.
well, it's the only reason why anybody who is like makes less than $1 million a year gives a shit about inheritance, right? Is like literally just to pass a house down, and it's like you are getting more fleeced by accepting this system than you would if you just gave up the stupid house. Like, you know, but yeah, it does turn them into these little, dukes of the suburbs and, you know, whatever. And it's fucking bullshit. It sucks.
Well, upzoning won't make it easier for them to get by, according to the city's analysis.
Somewhere right now, a family is earning only 3 or 4 times the median income. Something must be done. Is the point?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah. And I mean, $150,000, especially like anywhere in America that isn't Seattle, is an astounding amount.
Oh,
of money.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
If I had a family income of $150,000 in San Antonio, I'd be king of the city. Like,
Yeah, for real. For
Tim
real.
Duncan would owe me favors.
Those struggling to pay the mortgage can't afford to build costly rental structures either, but it will impact their quality of life and livability of their neighborhoods. I guess just because there will be construction 24/7 and renters will be their neighbors now.
People with homes who complain about construction are fucking annoying, by the way. As if their house just sprouted from the fucking earth one day, fully formed. I mean, Jesus Christ, shut up.
Yeah. If there's a silver lining, it's that this uber progressive council no longer hates Amazon. I'm not actually even sure where that.
Yeah,
What
the
was
Times
the
just had
basis
to
for
fucking
that?
jam that in there by law. Like,
Yeah, they're basically just. This is like a little victory dance. Is really what this is.
well, this is what the council can do now that they've been slapped down by Jeff, and they realize that no real reform is possible. Is they're going to engage in a bunch of superficial reform.
That's what this. Sure. The Times is pretending that they think this is bad because it gins up their like homeowner subscribers, but really they're not on their side. Those
they
are
don't
the
care.
marks here, like they're like, oh, the bad council, they've but really they're like, yeah, this is a victory for capitalists everywhere. This is like this is right up the Times fucking alley.
That's what you think. This is the last paragraph, by the way. I know we're all about ready to bite into our cyanide capsules. Instead, it's helping big tech by allowing upscale apartments everywhere, despite the impact on today's working class residents and tomorrow's middle class home buyers. Mike,
so it's
shut the fuck
helping,
up. You love it.
Yeah, it's helping big tech by making their workers like pay more to rent. It's an interesting concept, but it's fucking stupid. Just gobbledygook bullshit from the Times, and it's just red meat for their base, and who gives a shit?
Yeah,
NIMBYs. NIMBYs.
Oh, this is a full on YIMBY enterprise here, and it's gonna fail.
Yeah, I mean, it will fail because if you leave it up to the landlords, I mean, part of the reason why you have homelessness in cities is if you didn't have homelessness, what's the moral lesson about not paying your landlord? What's the moral lesson about fighting your bank about mortgages, right? So, it's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. My last landlord cop. I just remember my roommates.
Did you call him officer landlord?
Yeah, that sounds like a movie. Landlord cop.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like the two worst classes of people in like one shithead.
I repossess things on the side.
Yeah, seriously. And like, but I just remember like when they would talk about like raising the rent or wanting us to sign a new term lease, which I fucking hate. I would never do. I'd never done it before. Re-sign like a lease on a place because I have a lease. It's called the one I signed like the 1 year term. That's still a lease. Fuck, you have the same exact terms if you never sign a lease and you pay someone, give someone a rent check. It's the same fucking thing except without a fucking term on it. I know this. The landlords know this, but my roommates just I would try to like tell them this shit, and like they just have this basically the attitude of like, well, listen, this is their house, man. Like they want us to like this is their property. Like we're just like lucky to be living here. Yeah. And like so we gotta play cool with them. And this would drive me nuts, and I would eventually have to give up because it would become a fight. Because like. But you can't make it's like hard to make people understand. Like, first of all, fuck these people. They're literal millionaires.
Yeah, well, they're getting a completely passive income from essentially extorting you. Like,
Well, I did. I said to my roommate once, like, you and me are bums. People we're talking about, let's forget that he's a cop for a minute. Literal millionaire, and he says, well, yeah, if you count equity. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? That's exactly what I'm saying. He owns multiple homes in Seattle. And then I'm like, but they end up wanting to go along because they're like, well, we don't want to start any shit with these people. Like, I'm like, dude, we are paying them money. Like, they're not gonna get rid of us. They can't. Well, they're not evict us if we keep paying them money.
They're not doing you a favor. You're doing them a favor.
Exactly. And but then they'd be like, well, like and they would make us meet with them too to like talk about these new leases, not just like draw them up. They would make us meet them at a coffee shop.
Awful.
The husband and wife, cop, and cop and wife. And
wife cop.
And I would be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, we did like 2 years I did this and go and like sign a new lease and talk about it, and they talk about how like we're really worried about the new rent control proposals from certain council members, and I'm going like, you're a fucking idiot. That's not going to pass. And I don't say anything, and like, and then like we're really we're really not charging enough for this property. It's really like trying to like make us feel guilty for paying so
fuck
little
that.
rent.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I'm just like, if it was just me, and I was the renter, and there wasn't like two other people in this like social equation, I would just tell them to fuck off. I've done it before, like, because they'll always come to you and like want you to sign a new term lease, and I've just gone like many times, just gone, no, that's cool, thanks. See you later. I'll send you a check.
Yeah.
But what people understand is, because they are middle class people. These are it's not some management company, right?
Yeah.
There are people who own a home they live in, and they own this home that you live in, and probably some others. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the landlord class, but and they're literal millionaires. But they also have had jobs in their life, and so you don't think of them as like the overlord class. But what you got to understand, if you're renting right now from somebody like that person had a home, a piece of property, and they made a choice to get into the business of providing housing. And that was their choice. They didn't have to fucking do that. Yeah. They decided to make money off of you needing a place to live. And that means, morally speaking, your needing a place to live is more important than them needing money.
Yeah.
And legally, also, you've got a lot of rights there and can basically tell them to fuck off as long as you keep paying them rent.
If you have any problem with your landlord, by the way, go to the tenants union. It is well worth it. But yeah, I mean, and the position of the landlord, like, there's a reason why landlords get killed in any social uprising. I mean, the position of landlord is total bullshit. My previous landlord, the home I was living in, was his mother's home, who, when she died, he inherited it. It was all free of, it all paid off and everything. And he had another home that his wife had bought, and I was essentially paying their mortgage by living in this home that he had received for free of no work of his own. Yeah. It's like, this is landlordism in America, right? I mean, it's like, how can you have sympathy for somebody who just receives a completely passive extortion payment from you for essentially not, I guess, being born into the right family to inherit housing? It's fucking bullshit.
That's one thing, but it's like, with these people, it was, they like wanted our sympathy, or like wanted to feel like they were doing like charity by letting us pay so little rent, and like they were like, it's hard and it might get harder. What with the new laws, and like, it's we really are struggling, and it's like, fuck you. This is a business you run.
Yeah. And people need to repeat to themselves. They need to, about their landlord and about their boss. They aren't doing you a favor. You're doing them a favor. Right. That is the essence of, class in America. Like, you're doing the work. They're getting the benefit. Fuck them. You don't need to help them with anything. All
cool.
Right,
amen.
Should we wrap up here?
I suppose so.
Was this episode like 2 hours now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
It's hard out here for a landlord.
We could split this into two. I mean, seriously.
It's actually only an hour and a half, so it's not that long.
We'd still split it into two.
All right. Let's finish up. I got a piece. So,
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your patronage. We appreciate it a lot. We are still trying to rename Brian as a Pokemon, as your favorite landlord, or maybe your favorite hiking trail. I don't know.
There you go.
Or cryptid, perhaps.
Ooh, I like that.
And if you're a new patron, I can't remember if we already mentioned, there's a bunch more episodes for you to go listen to. So go listen to those and tell your friends, because we like you. We want more of you.
We like you, but we like other people as well.
Our little tenant, our little Seattle Suckers tenants.
Grow our polycule.
And I think finally, we just started a publication, online publication arm, the Seattle Sucks Picayune, which is available today at https:// Okay, I'm just gonna put a link in. It's /blog off our main domain.
Seattle.sucks/blog.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.